Well, we're zooming right up to midnight on the East Coast of the United States, the Gulf Coast of Florida to be exact. We are zooming right up to midnight. And I wanted to bring you a very interesting, I think, program. Something caught my eye. I believe someone sent it to me. And who sent it to me? Someone sent this to me. Let me give credit where credit is due. This was sent to me. Oh, not by anybody. It was sent to me just from some spam that I get. But in this case, it was actually helpful spam. So I want to talk about 9 signs that you have reincarnated many times. This will probably be a short broadcast, but I hope that you saw the earlier show with Wayne Steiger, our midweek report. It was a good show. We had a good time. We talked about a lot of good stuff, and it was very, very interesting. I was very happy to know that Trisha Gelder, numerologist extraordinaire, did get her rods that she ordered from me. I thought it was a little dodgy having to send them all the way to England, but she did get them, and all is good, and she enjoyed using them. So remember about the seminar coming up on December the 10th. Once I go on Coast to Coast on the 30th, that's right, I'll be on Coast to Coast AM November 30th, Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Let me put this stuff on. I wear these things for a reason. These are supposed to help your throat. And this one's for protection. And this, of course, is the GTA Gospel Truth Army Band, where I've got those. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. And this is something new I'm trying out from Mystech, and it's supposed to restore your Schumann resonance and make you powerful. And you know what? I'm so far so good, man. Coast to Coast, November 30th. That's a week from tomorrow. I'll be on the last 2 hours with George Norrie, and we're going to be talking about AI in the Bible. I hope that you'll be there. And then the day before that, I'm going to be talking to the Power Hour, which is another huge top 10 national show. So talking about 10 million people in 2 days. I'm not sure what they're made of. I forget, but this is, I think it's Moldavite. I just got this, and I'm getting some pretty rocking reactions to it, but I'm keeping it near me. So we're going to see what's going on. Yeah, the beads are larger. I forget what these are called, but they're supposed to be good for your throat. And then this is a tiger eye red something or other. It's red, and it's good for protection. So there we go. Let's look at, though, now at nine signs that you've reincarnated many times. So I'm not sure that I'm going to agree with all 9 of these, but I thought it very interesting. So let's take a look. Let's take a look-see, shall we? This is Matt Caron. He's the content manager of the Savannah blog, an enthusiastic yoga teacher and life voyager. He strives to inspire. And Matt offers 9 signs that you've reincarnated many times. Number 1, you have old or odd memories. Memories are a funny thing. If time were not a moving thing, as Elvis would say, memories are a funny thing, and sometimes a little unreliable, but when they're out of place and frequent, they could be a sign of a past life. It's like deja vu all over again. Remembering specific details about situations or part of history not in your current life could be a memory from a past life. So do you have odd memories? Number 2, you have strong intentions. Intuition is the ability to tap into the unspoken energy in situations or between people. If you find yourself knowing things without being told, it could be a sign that you have a mature soul. And that makes sense because you've seen so many situations, you've been through it. It's not your first rodeo. Been here, done that, able to figure it out. So you have odd memories, you have strong intuitions, you have unexplained fears. It's believed that past life traumas sometimes follow us into subsequent lives. If you have strange phobias or fears, it could be a sign that you're carrying something from the distant past. People that have never been to the ocean, afraid of sharks, things like that. Odd memories, strong intuitions, unexplained fears, and precognition. That's the ability to see or know about events that will happen in the future. It can be experienced through visions, strong feelings, and dreams. You might even call it prophecy. So if you have precognition, unexplained fears, strong intuitions, or odd memories, you may have reincarnated many times. If you're an empath, empaths are extremely attuned to emotions. This could definitely be a sign your soul has experienced many incarnations. As you have experienced so many emotions so many times that you're now sensitive and aware of their impact. You're an empath, have precognition, unexplained fears, strong intuitions, and odd memories. You have an old soul. If you've ever felt older than your age, it might mean you've carried over knowledge and experience from your past lives. Old soul, empath, precog, unexplained fears, strong intuitions, odd memories. And you have retrocognition. Retrocognition is the ability to obtain information about past events that is unavailable. These past events could be from your own lifetime or sometime in the distant past. Retrocognition is difficult to prove, but for those who have experienced it, retrocognition could be a sign of soulful reincarnation. I've experienced this many times. The first time when I was writing my book, Apostle Paul Antichrist, I remember very distinctly getting retrocognition. And wow, this fits in with something that somebody said to me the other day about who I might have been in a past life. No, I don't think I was the Christ, so don't worry about that. But interesting, retrocognition. You enjoy other cultures or times. Lots of people have attractions to other times or places, but for some, it's much more intense. This unexplained attraction could be a sign that you're reminiscing about a past life. I absolutely adore time travel movies and stories. You're deeply interested in spirituality. A deep interest in spirituality, which is not the same as religion, is a sure sign that you've been around the block a few times. Once we start to figure this world out and figure that it can't give us lasting happiness, we begin to look at the one place it can be found, and that is within. So if you're deeply interested in spirituality, if you enjoy other cultures or times, if you have retrocognition, if you have an old soul, if you're an empath, if you have precognition, if you have unexplained fears, if you have strong intuitions, if you have odd memories, those are 9 signs that you've reincarnated many times. Let's have some fun with this. Take a minute to think while I shut the door just to give myself a little bit more soundproofing, and I'll be right back. And because of your generosity in the super chat and through donation, I have ordered 24 panels, and that's gonna get me close to, I think it's gonna make a dent, and I'll put them first on the wall behind me, so you'll be able to see and monitor our progress. And we've got to put them on the wall, all the walls, and the ceiling. So we've got a ways to go, but I do thank you for your generosity. And if you do want to support the building out of the studio, when you send in any support, whether it's through Super Chat or through PayPal, through my website, yeah, that is a nice chair, isn't it? And that was made available by supporters as well. So when you do that, if you want to do that, just put down, hey, Jeff, I want to support either the shortwave, and somebody's already paid for the first week of shortwave. Thank you very much, which will start next week on Wednesday. And we're literally going to cover the world with shortwave. I know it doesn't make sense. I know it's old technology. I know it's niche technology. But for some reason, ladies and gentlemen, something's telling me to go on shortwave. Something's been telling me to go on shortwave for years, and I'm going on shortwave. So let's talk about whether you think you're reincarnated, and where do you think, what do you think your some of your past lives were? Let's talk about this in the chat room. We've only been on for 10 minutes. We can do this for at least 20 minutes or so. I've got to go see April and Scotty. I have my kids, so temper tantrums. Okay, that's the old chat. I was getting ready to go to bed. Cool, coast to coast. Crystals are good. I'll be listening to Coast. Thank you, Jen. I've closed down most of my chakras except for the one to get out. I have unexplained fears. That's a sign that you might have been reincarnated. If you're watching this and are drawn to this info, then you have an old soul. Very well put, Violet Flame, AKA Lauren. I like you. You're smart. I love the Moldavite. I think you will too, Jeff. I heard it can be a wild ride. And that's why I got a smaller piece first. Where did I put it? I got a smaller piece first. Oh, it's right here. Yeah, they say it can run away on you, but see, I got a smaller piece just to see how it reacts. And I just completed another NCK pendulum somebody ordered. See, it's got the pearl on it and the pendant. So we're going to get that shipped out. Not tomorrow, but we'll get that shipped out on Friday. And I think I'm all caught up with orders. So look for your postal carrier or your Federal Express or your UPS to bring you some good stuff. Amanda says she could check all those boxes. Jeff, master numbers are supposed to have the most past lives. I'm an 11. Makes sense. Michael's an empath. Jen says she was born in the wrong decade. I wonder if all of us were a soul group at one time or another. Fascinating question, Tim. Fascinating question. I was probably someone's slave, says April. Nancy with the ghetto raccoons in her neighborhood says, interesting. Dejave feeling all over Japan used to freak them out sometimes. Interesting. Oh, deja vu moments all over Japan. I was told since a child that I'm an old soul. Awesome. I tick all boxes, I reckon, maybe, says Amanda. Thank you, Nancy. I like the chair too. Even during indoctrination, I still felt that I knew more than they did. Aurora, I love the 1920s fashion and music. Very interesting. I have memories of the Grand Canyon, but I've never been there. Fascinating among wolves. I always say I wish my age was in the 20s. That's amazing. I'm drawn to a lot of different time periods. I'm here has all but 2. Jen says that she thinks she had some buddies there. What makes you think you weren't enemies there, Jen? Shortwave bounces off the earth and space forever. Now, maybe that's why I'm drawn to it, Michael. Excuse me, behind the veil. Michael, yeah. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it, because when you put it on shortwave, who wants to live forever? I'll live forever. The message will go on forever. That's powerful stuff. Thank you for bringing that to me. A Native American shaman. Dana believes she was a Native American shaman. Dave woke up one morning speaking Russian. So he's thinking he could have been from there. Tim feels like he's been in the Renaissance or the Renaissance period. Nancy, I don't know if you're asking the question, but I'll answer it anyway. There's some thought that people incarnate in soul groups and reincarnate in soul groups. And I believe Tim was suggesting that we could be a soul group. Hey, my brother in Kelowna with my parents, they will be watching show for the first time. I salute you. Home of the Kelowna Rockets, I believe. I think I've been to a hockey game there. I think the team was the Rockets. We have so many past lives, it's unhealthy to know every little thing about them. But knowledge from parallel lives that pertain to your current will reoccur from your Akashic records when needed. Lauren, you are very interesting. You should come on the show sometime. Lauren's saying that our past lives, we don't need to know everything about them. I would say it's probably good to know some things about them because I think they shape us in our current life. But she raises a very interesting idea that we have parallel lives. And Lauren, I'm writing that one down. Parallel lives. That's some good stuff right there. Huh. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. When I was a child, I told my mother I'd done this before. I used to ask who are my real parents. Doctors diagnosed Amanda with OCD. I totally believe I've known you, Jeff. I'm a familiar soul. Well, I hope that you like me. Karina got her rods, but she's letting them get used to her first. Thank you for ordering those rods. What is it with everyone that does not want to reincarnate? I don't want to reincarnate. I'm done here, bro. I'm out. Bro, sis, whoever you are, I'm out. I feel like an old religious Civil War fighter, an old tired soul. I truly believe I knew Scotty. Laugh out loud. That is funny. Can you explain soul farm? Well, Wendy, a soul farm is this. When you leave this life, there are entities that want to direct you into a place that's not of your choosing, or maybe it's of your choosing due to poor conditioning and poor indoctrination. Instead of you being divine, sovereign, and free to go where you want to go, they lead you and guide you into another control matrix, another pen. It's actually like a soul farm. It's a place where you're encapsulated and you can't leave, and they continue to feed off of you. Now, there's heaven soul farms. If you believe that you should go to heaven, sit on a cloud, play a harp, then you go to that place consistent with that, because there's beings that can live off that high frequency energy. If you're a Elvis fan or Jim Morrison or Grateful Dead, they've got soul farms that you hang out with Elvis and the Grateful Dead. They feed off of you until you have nothing left, and then they just throw you out and you disintegrate into the astral realm. So that's what a soul farm is. And there's also hell soul farms. There's soul farms for almost anything you can imagine. So that gives you an idea about soul farms. You can always go onto my channel, and let me show you again how to do this, because I think it's very important for people that do want to study more deeply. All you do is just go to my channel. Well, this is jeffreydarty.com, but we can get to it that way just by clicking YouTube. So here we are, we're at my channel. And look, Jeff's live now, and he forgot to change his picture over from Wayne. So I got to do that. But what you do is just go up here in the search, because you're already on YouTube, and just put in Jeff Darty Soul Farms. Hit return. The Earth is a soul farm. This is when I was on Leak Project. So really good. And look at this one. I once ran an astral soul farm. Yeah, that's me talking about the fact that I once ran an astral soul farm. Again, on Leak Project, about talking about the reality of soul farms. Another one on Leak Project, Soul Farm, Anunnaki. Another good one, Jeffrey Darty, Minister, Soul Farm, Anunnaki. I wonder if that's about me, and I haven't seen what that is yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us.
Rex Leak Project. But anyway, that's how you can find anything you want to know about specific things that I've talked about. Here's another one about soul farms, recycled at death. So that's how you do it. And that's an answer, a long answer to a short question. I have a shortwave radio. I just checked. There's several apps available for shortwave, really. I didn't know there was shortwave apps. I thought you had to have a shortwave radio. Do you have to have an actual shortwave radio to pick up shortwave? I think you do. Let me know if I'm wrong. Lots of recurring dreams, lots of deja vu for Amanda. Aliens, looks like a great topic. A waitress, antiques. I speak Russian when drunk. That's crazy. Jen speaks a different language in her life. She thinks it's Klingon. Tak pa, tak bech. To be or not to be in Klingon. Young children. I lost it. It popped on me. It hopped on me. I speak Irish when drunk. That's hilarious. Young children have lots of memories from their past lives, but it's so dismissed they forget it by 5 or 6. I believe that. I sleep talk too, not understandable. I think we need to focus on the escape from the loop. That's a good point, Michael. I feel like I've served others. I have a little boy whose hair I cut, says he's from China, and his current mom took him from the Chinese mom. Oh, that's great. My daughter told me in her sleep that it's not the circle, but the tree. Wow. My mother said that my first words in baby were all Deutsch. We're all German. That's crazy. I always wondered if time is irrelevant. I have a birthmark where I was shot in a past life. Do you believe some choose to be here to help others? Yes. Many of us have lived millions of lifetimes. When I need the information, it's presented to me. We are designed to live in the moment. If I can't make it up the light tube, I'm coming back as a veal cow. What will we be doing if we don't reincarnate? It's up to you. Wendy had a dream about soul farms. Interesting. I wish I could remember, but I have 0. That's all right. Do you think we decide to reincarnate again, we could choose our avatar? Likely. I think you can do whatever you want to do. I've spent some time with an Egyptian princess. Was that in this life or a prior life, Rob? The garden. Yeah, we'll get back to that. I have dreams of my teeth falling out. Sometimes my whole jaw. Wow. Check, I hung out with him here. I'm good. Yeah, I want to know more about parallel lives. Soul farms. Oh, yeah, I've eaten soul food. Ha, ha, ha. I had recurring dreams about hiding in a cave. A horse in what? Yeah, I think those are past life bleed over. John the Tanhawk group, you're sharp, bro. John the Baptist was reincarnated Elijah. At least the Christ said so. Robin, you're one of the few people that spell your name like my sister. Robyn. Apps for police scanners. I love my sleep, says Amanda. Yeah, I'd like to get her on the show. We tried once, but we'll talk about it. It's nice of Rex to forgive you for that Mars thing. I think if I decide to stay on shortwave, Jonna, I'm going to sell shortwave radios in my store. I'm going to be able to get a real good deal for them. No, you need to have a license to do a ham radio, not a shortwave radio. Ham radio, you need a license. My mom took me from my super rich family. I called my parents by their first names and I began to talk. That's hilarious. I'll get back to it. Don't worry, Jen. What about the people who remember their past lives? Yeah, that's crazy, huh? Jeff, this is just a joke. You could pass as James Hatfield. Who's James Hatfield? James Hatfield. Who is he? Oh, he's a musician, singer, songwriter. Okay. He's still alive, though, brah. Somebody went on Coast to Coast and said I was a reincarnation of Thomas Jefferson. There you go. What do you think about pulling a tarot card, Jeff, on this one? On which one? I used to obsess over parallel lives. It's amazing that we have found the GTA, the Gospel Truth Army. What am I, minced meat? You just skipped my comment. I'm not a troll. I wasn't spamming. Dude, this thing is flying by. There's 188 people in here. And if you hadn't noticed, I'm trying to do a show here. Why is he skipping my comment? Dude, give me a break. I got a couple things going on here. And Heidi Vandenberg just came in the chat room. So, hey. Heidi says, I haven't fallen asleep yet. I should have called you. This is exactly what I wanted to tell you. Ha ha. You wanted to tell me what? Heidi Vandenberg, suffering from a little bit of insomnia. But Heidi Vandenberg will be at the December 10th, What to Do When You're Dead extravaganza of enlightenment. What Trisha's Rod said. Yeah, well, we'll talk tomorrow since you're all tucked away, snugging like a bug in a rug and all that good stuff. Folks, I want to tell you, when we announce on Coast to Coast AM on November 30th, Coast is on the biggest radio channel in Tampa Bay, 970 WFLA. Let me just show you something. I don't know if it'll show you the stats. Viewer stats for 970 WFLA. Viewer stats for 970 WFLA. That's not going to tell you, but WFLA is the biggest station in the area. And when I go on Coast to Coast AM and I'm on WFLA radio and I say that we've got a seminar coming up in Clearwater, Florida, and it's only $50 and it's got Heidi Vandenberg, it's got Jenny Moonstone, it's got me, we will fill up like that. So if you do want to come, and I can only put 100 people in there. So if you do want to come, make your reservations now. I would hate to see anyone not be able to come. And I know it sounds like I'm trying to hype it, but it is what it is. I'm going on Coast to Coast for 2 hours a week from tomorrow. And that's 10 days before the seminar. I guarantee you, we will be turning people away from this seminar. We will be having to say, I'm sorry, but we can't have it. If I'd have known that I was going to be on Coast to Coast before, I probably would have done it on Saturday and Sunday. So we could have had 200 people come and do a double, just do the same seminar 2 days in a row, but we didn't know. So there you go. Just wanted to let you know. This might be a good, so I see how Violet Flame is. She won't come on my channel, but she'll start her own channel. I see how you are, Lauren. I'm watching you. I am watching you. It's like trying to get Heidi Vandenberg on your channel. Heidi's so busy, and she is. Starting a YouTube channel. Hi, Heidi. I hardly remember my dreams. I have insomnia. I'd love to be there in Clearwater. Yes, it's in the planning stages. You have an open invitation to come on the show, Lauren. Let me know. What did I say? The Heidi's saying stop. Oh, that it's hard to get her on your show. That's okay. Does this mean Charles Manson's not coming? No, Charles Manson will be coming. I just saw this and it came to my email. It really spoke to me. So I did want to put it out. She says, for God's sakes, I'm coming to Clearwater. That is true. So I will shut my pie hole, even though I don't eat pie anymore. And this is crazy, folks. I mean, and Ask and Reserve says, this is my RSVP. If you do send in your RSVP, $50 per person, Heidi will send you a PDF. As soon as I send her the names, Heidi will send you a PDF of your Vedic chart, your Vedic astrology chart. And I will send you, or Trisha, I might ask Trisha if she wants to do it, your basic numerology report. So that's worth way more than $50, those two things. Try getting one of these ladies. They're very, very good, and it's a very, very great value. Jeff, you should head a bunch of channels. You know, I thought about doing that. thought about doing that, starting helping people. We may still do something along those lines. I was going to bring them. Bring what, Heidi? For God's sakes, I'm coming to Clearwater. I was going to bring them. What was she going to bring? Oh, she's going to bring the PDFs. Okay, I thought since you said it was a PDF, you were just going to email it. But she'll either bring them or email them to you. That's okay. You will get them, and they will be a wealth of knowledge. And if I see you reading them while I'm trying to talk, I will snatch them away from you. No, I won't. But I will take note. That's part of my control issues that Heidi identified in my chart. I'm up here trying to talk, and they're reading their astrology reports. I'm kidding. I really do appreciate the support. Do you read people? I thought it said, do you read people? And then auras. I read something else in my mind, but I'm not going to say what it was. Yeah, I can see how shy you are, Eric. Reptilians in torment. That's what happens when they come around me. Interesting. Wow, that's great stuff. So 9 reasons. Let's just review the 9 reasons real quickly. 9 things that tend to be indicators that you have had a past life. Well, we're not going to, I killed them, but here, they're right here in my, nope, looks like I also deleted them from my Savannah.com. Savannah.com. Anyway, if you just roll back and remember who they were, come back and just remember who they were, what they were, and that'll give you the idea of things to tell you that you might have been reincarnated many times. I feel the same way as Heidi does. Be glad to help you start a channel and be glad to have you on. So just let me know. Contact me, Christian Whistleblower @gmail.com, or contact me through, just go to the website, or you can even leave me a message here. And you know what? Wendy Howell, interesting. I fasted, saw stuff, got spooked. How do you get over the feeling that your camera is sucking out your soul? A little bit of ego doesn't hurt. I love doing it. So I don't feel like it's sucking out my soul. I feel like it brings out my best. And you know what I'm going to do? Since we're already here and people are clamoring for the Manson information, I'm just going to go ahead and go right into the Manson information. Part 6 of the Manson info. If you have to leave, I understand that you have to leave. You're going to have to roll back 55, Porter. They were like, you have you have odd memories, you have precognition, you have retrocognition, you have, I remember 4, but you can go back and watch it again when it posts to YouTube. So unless anyone has, I feel great. I don't know if I look tired. I just feel absolutely fantastic. Lauren doesn't want to come on my channel. I'm starting to feel a little hurt. It's like right here in my heart. It's like, I almost feel like crying. It's just really, really hurting me. She won't come on my channel, but hey, she'll go on Heidi's channel. So, oh, well, I guess I'll just have to learn to deal with the pain. So let's roll into, oh my OMG, folks. Jeff missed the question I asked. There's 189 people. It's flying by. I can't see all the questions. Yay. Ask it again. Holy moly, you guys. Really? Heidi and I are the only ones that even look at these things because we both have that control thing. So yeah, I'm doing my best to keep up, but every now and then I'm going to miss one. And that's it. You're just going to have to learn to live with it. You're just going to, oh, you wrote me a page-long email today? I don't think I saw it. But anyway, we've been talking for 6 or 5 sessions about, oh, she was talking to someone else, We've been talking for 5 sessions about the death of the boogeyman. The death of the boogeyman. And death of the boogeyman is, of course, Charles Manson. And what was that under? That's under Tate, I believe. Yeah, Tate PDF. Here it is. Okay, so let's finish this up. And I don't know if we're going to totally finish it up. Well, we can get on the phone, Lauren, but we're going to do our best to get through this. And there's some really good information. I do part ways with the author here. I don't know if I can watch the chat and do this at the same time, but I'm going to give it the old college try. Dadgummit, wrong button. Arrgh. Okay, so let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Come on. If I can widen that up a little bit like that. That's as big as I'm not going to be able to do it. I'll finish this in case I'll finish this case. I finished it in 15 minutes. All right. I'm not going to be able to watch the chat room as well, I don't think, but let's go. Where were I? I was on page, I want to say I was on page 54 where we left off. And this is really fascinating stuff. Yeah, we got through this. We got through this. We got through this. We got through this. Oh, yeah, I know where we were. We were right at the picture of that lamp with the carpet. That's okay. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. We're on page, I don't know where we are, but we're right here. Look at this. We're talking about this, the Tate murder scene being a movie scene, not really a murder scene. That's what we're talking about. And I'm pretty sure I'm sharing, but yeah, I am sharing. Cool. So now you see what's on all my stuff. You're all up in my business. All right. They want you to focus on the blood in this picture, but does anyone notice anything weird? And I am watching the channel, the chat. Does anyone notice anything weird about this movie star's house and this Hollywood producer's house? How many houses do you see where the carpet is, number one, cheap, dirty, nasty, ratty, but it doesn't even go all the way to the wall? Ladies and gentlemen, it's not even wall-to-wall carpet. Why? Because it was put down for the fake murder production, and then it was rolled up, taken away, and burned to destroy all forensic. If you don't want to see the Manson info, Steve G, bye-bye. Have a nice night and have a happy Thanksgiving. Why would this be? This carpet was obviously laid down, folks. People in real life don't have, I live in a mobile home and my carpet goes all the way to the wall. You know what I'm saying? It's actually a lie. I don't have carpet. It's hardwood. But if I did have carpet, it would go all the way to the wall. This is laid in there temporarily, ladies and gentlemen, because it's the whole house, Heidi. Keep watching. It was laid down for these scenes and taken back up. You can see it again over here. More space. And here's an interesting clue as well. This is me. This is just what I think. You know, they write in blood pig on the door. What if they weren't talking about pigs, like the cops are pigs? What if they were telling us this is pig blood? What if they were telling us this is pig's blood? Since it's all fake, they commonly use pig's blood. Maybe they're telling us, hey, it's pig's blood. Psych. The green trunks were Sharon Tate's clothes. Very, very interesting stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And this gets into some stuff that I'm not sure that I go along with, but Sharon Tate was seen alive. I think Sharon Tate did live through this because it was a complete con job, and that Sharon Tate was alive. And this is like the National Enquirer, I'll be very frank with you. But there's been a lot of sightings of Tate, Sebring, and all the people that were killed. That paper is from June 1970. It didn't say someone looked like Sharon Tate. It was Sharon Tate. And they saw her with Polanski, Roman Polanski, her husband. This is a guy, and this gets very interesting too. Christopher Jones, rising actor, had an affair with Sharon Tate, and some of this stuff, had an affair with Sharon Tate. He was on this show called Ryan's Daughter. After the show wrapped up, guess what he did? He moved into Sharon Tate's house. He moved into Sharon Tate's house. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Sharon Tate wasn't really there. She probably wasn't there. The fact that they were in love had nothing to do with it. He just wanted to move to Sharon Tate's house. And not only did he, but it gets even weirder. He rented the whole place, ladies and gentlemen, but he lived in the caretaker's house behind the house, making it even weirder. Let's see. I've rented this big, beautiful house, and it has a caretaker's house. I think I'll live in the caretaker's house. Why? Was Sharon Tate living in the house still? I don't know. But you put a wig on somebody and you wouldn't even recognize them. Jenny Moonstone will be at the December 10th extravaganza, sharing her stuff with us and her good stuff. I'm excited she's going to be there. Tarot, culture, society. Can't wait. Yeah, it'd be like OJ living in the Cato house and Cato living in the big house. Doesn't make any sense at all. But Sharon Tate had a part in Sharon Tate had a part in Beverly Hillbillies, wore a dark wig. Nobody knew it was her. Elizabeth Montgomery played Serena on the show Bewitched, and no one knew it was Elizabeth Montgomery. The people on set didn't know it was religious, that it was Elizabeth Montgomery. So, and the thing about Jenny Moonstone, I know Jenny is a brunette. She put a picture up on her Facebook. She was a blonde. I wouldn't have known it was Jenny. If Heidi had blonde hair all of a sudden, I may not even recognize Heidi. And Heidi says that Charles Manson was part of the PSYOP. He has the chart of a political figure. His chart is similar to Hillary. If it was fake, he is part of the elite, not the victim. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Somebody give that lady a prize. She's right on. Thanks for bearing my lead, Heidi. Thanks for spilling my beans, but you're right. He was part of the PSYOP. He was the biggest actor in the game. The biggest actor in the game. This is interesting. You can see it's cloudy over here. This is Sharon Tate. This is Polanski. And you can see this shot was taken in the same place as this shot was taken, but they altered the background. And the reason they altered the background is because behind her, the real background shows a hill that's called Lookout Mountain. And right beyond Lookout Mountain is a old military base. And the old military base was used for making propaganda movies. And when they took out the background, they made her hair too dark. They made the dog too dark. That dog actually has a brown head. So they messed things up. Same day, same girl. What'd she do? Run in and do some just for girls, just for men, just for girls. It's a fake photo. What they were trying to do is take away from the fact that you were looking out at Lookout Mountain Air Force Station. What went on at Lookout Mountain Air Force Station? It had a studio of a complete stage, 2 screening rooms, helicopter landing pad, bomb shelter, film vaults, could process both 35 millimeter and 16 millimeter motion pictures, run by RKO Pictures. And we remember who ran RKO Pictures. Go back to the previous videos to learn that. And they didn't want you to make that tie-in. It did visual effects work, very interesting. And remember, Joseph Kennedy owned RKO Studios. Lookout Mountain produced over 19,000 films with people like Jimmy Stewart, Ronald Reagan, Bing Crosby, Walt Disney, Marilyn Monroe. Ronald Reagan, the guy who had become governor of California, who was a previous actor. This is nothing but like the Goebbels propaganda machine being brought into the U.S. In fact, it's speculated that people that came over in Project Paperclip actually started this deal over there at Lookout Mountain. He wanted to be the president. Yeah. Doesn't doubt me. I don't doubt that at all. Thank you, Heidi, for weighing in. The charts are very similar. She'll be discussing this on Friday. Gratuitous plug by Heidi Vandenberg, which is very, very cool. Strange that we can't see the hill behind Sharon in picture number 1. It's been reformatted. And just to give you another idea, from that, this is the house. Look how easily surveilled it is from just down below. You can see people coming and going. So they had those people under surveillance. Heidi says Podesta. The joke wasn't actually on Manson. We'll get to that. It was very easy to see that and to keep them under surveillance. That's the point there. And surprisingly, right after the Tate murders, Lookout Mountain supposedly closed down. It didn't close down. They're still making movies there as well. Now, here's another red flag. Ed Saunders admitted that the police gave out so much information to the press after the alleged murders that they were depleting the possible supply of poly keys or polygraph interrogation keys, which are key bits of information about the murders that only the killers could know, so that on a lie detector test, the possible killer could be asked questions about the facts. If the facts are printed or broadcast, they would be spoiled for such a purpose. So the cops actually shot themselves in the foot and made it impossible to convict anybody or to carry on a real investigation about the Tate murders. It's completely against police policy, completely against criminal investigation policy. Heidi Vandenberg was schooled for this, so she could tell you. And Heidi makes a good point here. Charlie was not under MK Ultra. Charlie was not under Tavistock mind control. Charlie was in on it. He knew what was going on. Charlie was in on the con from the beginning. This author goes on to say that he doesn't think Charlie was in jail, that they even faked Charlie's past. I don't think that's true. I think Charlie said he wanted to go. He didn't want to get out of jail. And I think they said, Charlie, will make you a deal. And they had him go through this. They gave him the celebrity he wanted. They gave him the fame he wanted. They allowed him to be in on something like this that he wanted to be. And they allowed him to stay in jail. No, I don't think he's in a regular cell at that jail, or was. I think he's probably in a swanky place, but he wanted to stay in jail, and they worked out a deal with him. Iowa X, don't buy what they're selling you, bro. He was in prison. He lived at the prison, but he didn't live in the prison. You know what I mean? He lived at the prison, but he wasn't in prison. Charlie was in on the deal from the beginning. And Jen, the author, says that they would trot him out every now and then. His hair was out of prison regulation. They wouldn't let him wear his hair like that. His beard was out of prison regulation. They wouldn't let him wear his beard like that. He had rings on his hands. He had bandanas around his neck. You weren't allowed to dress like that in the jail, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie was living at the jail, but he wasn't in jail. Aurora, the author, says that he would go in to do quick photo shoots. I think Charlie wanted to be in there. I think Charlie was in there living the high life, and he was basically under witness protection extraordinaire. That's my take on it. That's my gut on it. Where's those rods? That's my gut on it. His 12th house has nothing to do. A door to a suite was why his hospital visit was so hush hush. Yep. No, his 12th house has nothing there. He probably had. I gotcha. I don't know if he had a separate wing, but I bet you he had a nice suite. All righty then. What else we got here? I'm trying to run through this. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. The police took all of the evidence out of the house, took it down to their headquarters, looked through it, and brought it back to the house. But don't worry, they put it in exactly the right places. They totally, completely polluted their entire crime scene. And yet, Charlie's defense didn't call one witness. Charlie's defense didn't talk about the fact that the whole entire crime scene was corrupted. They didn't talk about the fact that the chain of evidence was completely corrupted. Come on, man. I didn't go to criminology school like Heidi Vandenberg, but I'm telling you, folks, I know exactly that you don't do that, and that they did it, and they intentionally, purposely corrupted their own crime scene, because it wasn't a crime scene. It was a movie scene. Illogical, unprecedented, against policy. The only reason they would do this is if they were scrubbing the scene of unwanted evidence and planting other evidence. Aurora Rain says they were actresses. That's exactly what they were. They were actresses. And I may be disagreeing with Heidi, but that's okay. They were actresses, and we're going to get to even more on that. There were eyeglasses found. They gave them to Paul Tate, Sharon Tate's dad. They gave him the glasses. Those could have been from the killer, but they gave him away. Just take them again. No chain of evidence. Come on, guys. It's a total setup. The homicide report from the LAPD to the State Bureau of Criminal Identification, 3 lines. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I'm disagreeing with Heidi. I think Charlie's girls were actresses. When the police raided Spawn's movie ranch on August 16th, a week after the murders, they took a film crew along. Do you normally take a film crew on police raids, and you make sure you get everybody nice and framed? Come on, guys. They're not even wearing real police uniforms. It's a show, ladies and gentlemen. It's a movie, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is sheriff on the back of his shirt, and it wasn't even the sheriffs that were there. There's highway patrolmen. Everybody wanted to come in. Okay, now we're going to look at the crime scene photos, and you're going to think this is macabre and gross, but it's really not, because remember, this isn't really a dead person. This is a joke. This is a travesty. This is a shamockery, ladies and gentlemen. It's not real. So as we look at this, I want you to see, this is the real photo. This is doctored up. They added all the red. They added in all these dark. This is what it looks like. And if you look at this photo, I'm telling you, this isn't a dead woman. And this is the next morning, ladies and gentlemen. They should have served popcorn in this movie. This is the next morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's like 10 hours after the murders. And look at her, how nice she looks. She's smiling, for God's sake. She's smiling. This woman is not dead. These are the photos they released to make it look like she is. This woman's not dead. Yeah, it wasn't Charlie's girls. It was Charlie's angels. They went to great lengths to make the photo look bad. The murders took place around midnight. These photos were taken 10 to 12 hours later. Ladies and gentlemen, that woman's not dead. She's an actress in a scene. She's smiling, for God's sake, like Eric from Minnesota says. She's smiling. Oxidized blood would be brown, not red. Wendy Howell, great catch. Sharon Tate was not dead when these pictures were taken. It's staged. That's why she's laughing. And if you look at, and she was found by the couch, the question is, why did they move her? Number one, again, they corrupted the crime scene. Why did they move her? Why did they move her? Why did they move her? And if you look at the position that she was in when they first found her, again, folks, it's not real blood. Don't let it, look at the position she's in. If she had laid in that position for 10 to 12 hours, there's no way you could have moved her onto the bed and got her in that position because lividity would have set in. Ladies and gentlemen, she's laughing at all of us, as Among Wolves said. If this woman had laid here for 10 to 12 hours in that position, you could not have got her into this position with the lividity that would have set in. Or I'm sorry, not lividity, rigor mortis. No, they didn't sacrifice her baby. She got up and walked away after they got done with these pictures and went to Brazil or somewhere. She's probably still alive and well. And again, this is the furniture of a famous movie actress and a famous movie actor. It's junk. It's below Goodwill. Why does Jay Sebring have a cloth over his face? Because he couldn't stop smiling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all totally, completely fake. Look at this. This is the worst Photoshop job I've ever seen in my life. Why is her head a completely different color than her body? Why is this thing put in there, R. Wilson? They don't do these on autopsy photos, and the coroner's name was not R. Wilson. Paste up, mash up, it's not real. I think we got a sensitive photo over here at some place, and you can see there, folks, it's just craziness. It's not real. Who's R. Wilson? You should see a tag that said Sharon Tate or Sharon Polanski. The chief medical officer was Thomas Noguchi, not R. Wilson. A guy named Stewart was a deputy coroner. The author suggested it's a cover that the photo faker used to cover his worst work. He couldn't get it right, so he put it on there. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again. This is just crazy. Thomas Noguchi, who did the quote unquote autopsy on Sharon Tate, did autopsies on Robert Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, Natalie Wood, William Holden, John Belushi. To say he's suspicious is a huge understatement. A researcher could write an entire book on Noguchi, exposing him as a fraud. He was arrested in '72 for forging his medical degree, practicing without a license, and perjury. Civil Service Commission hearings in 1969, fired by the LA Board of Supervisors by a 5-0 vote. However, he was miraculously reinstated when? July 31st, 1969. He was reinstated just 1 week before the Tate murders. A disgraced coroner with no job. Hey, Dr. What's his name? Noguchi. I know you've been dishonored. I know you've been embarrassed, but what if we could get you back your job? We just need you to do a little piece of work for us. And again, where is Charlie's defense team saying the guy that did the autopsy, when all of the evidence was removed from the house and put back in the house where the body was moved, where they tromped through the crime scene is corrupted. There's no chain of custody on the evidence. The coroner was fired and then reinstated. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the first great psyop. The first great public psyop. The first great public psyop. In addition, in the report, it was stated that Noguchi needed psychiatric care and was a drug abuser. Ladies and gentlemen, this is as fake as a $3 bill. It's as fake as a $3 bill. Does that look like this is supposed to be Sharon Tate? Of course, we can't see her face. We can see her breast, but we can't see her face. Oh, we forgot Sharon Tate's supposed to be 9 months pregnant. That's how Sharon Tate looked. Oops, sorry. We messed it up. Can we cover it up? Can you put somebody's name on there? Because, yes, she's supposed to be real pregnant. We forgot about it. Come on, man. It's not Sharon Tate. It's not even a real corpse. This person's not even dead. And what they do, spill some ketchup on them when they were eating a In-N-Out burger? I know there was an In-N-Out burger then. It's a California thing. I'm making a joke. Come on. Sharon Tata, Tanhawk Group. That's awful, but that's pretty good. Give him some credit for that. And I would say that these don't match up to those. I'm just saying. It's all faked, ladies and gentlemen. It's all faked, ladies and gentlemen. It's all faked, ladies and gentlemen. Note the position of her hand. And again, this is the best picture they could get. Notice the position of her hand. Notice where these, and do you notice the same theme as now as to say it's a race thing? Charlie did this because of how that sounds. Exactly. You're right, Heidi. Look at her. Look at where her wrist is. Look at where the rope is. Look at where the matchbox are. There's her wrist. There's the rope. Halfway up her forearm. Oops. Dadgummit. She laid her wrist right on the rope. She ruined the whole shot. All these matchbooks are between the rope and the couch. Oh, damn it. We forgot to move a matchbook. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a corrupted crime scene. It's a movie scene. Oh, she moved. She's dead, rigor mortis, but she moved her wrist at least 6 inches. But listen, do this at home. Hold your arm up like this. Lay down and hold your arm up like this. Your arm starts to go to sleep almost automatically. Poor Sharon Tate, dude, she had to shake that thing out a little bit. And when she put it down, she didn't get it exactly right. Heidi, you're hitting the nail on the head. Heidi's doing my thinking for me, and she's spilling my beans. Heidi, I'm trying to save some of that stuff for a big finish. Ladies and gentlemen, either she's a zombie or it's fake. And every Polish famous movie producer has a piece of shit couch that doesn't even have, look at this couch, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't even have the little leggy things on it. None of it. It's shit. It's crap. And they got the upside down flag, which is a symbol of distress. Folks, they're telling you, we faked this shit and you fell for it. And Tate is smiling. Look at her. You can tell when someone's smiling. Look at her eyes. You can see how they're uplifted. This isn't a death grimace. This is a smile. Oh, this is so funny. I can't believe maybe they told him it was I don't know, but she's smiling. She's smiling, ladies and gentlemen. The crime scene is a mess. The matchbooks have magically moved. Oh, look, she's moved again. I think that's a fake photo. I'm not even gonna look at that. And this is supposed to be the brother out under a tree, but all of a sudden, anyway, and you can't even tell who that is. Now, this is the part I don't really go for. They're trying to say that Sharon took her sister's identity and everybody went into everybody's different identities. I don't think it's that deep. I think they just went off and they're in hiding. They got some wigs. Dude, if Michael Jackson can go door to door as a Jehovah's Witness and nobody notices it's him, hello, I'm here to talk about Jehovah. And I can't do his voice as loud. Hello, I want to talk about present world conditions indicate that a great tragedy is about to come upon us. I mean, if they didn't know that was Michael, come on, people can be faked. I believe that they're still alive. I believe that they were actors and actresses. That looks like Lisa Marie a little bit to me. It's not. And that I don't think that they switched to the sister. I mean, that's what he says. This is Sharon Tate. I don't know. He says she swapped with her sister. I mean, maybe, but I don't see that. I don't see that. But I do believe Sharon Tate is still alive, or at least was still alive. I don't know if she's still alive now, but she didn't die in that canyon. She didn't. They say this is Sharon Tate now. I'm not buying it. What do you think? I'm not buying it. But I mean, that's not the same woman to me. I'm not buying it. Could be, but I'm not buying it. I am not buying it that it's the same woman. But basically, they go on to say that Sharon Tate, this is pretty compelling. That's Sharon, that's her sister. They say it's the same woman. Maybe. But I say nay. That's the same woman. Nah. And folks, I have to tell you this. Mr. F the Fed, and I believe in effing the Fed, believe me. I think that whenever you start seeing law enforcement talk about Crowley, hear him talk about magic, they're leading you down a path. It's misdirection. That's just my opinion. So anyway, I don't think that she became her sister. This all talks about Charlie's hair is out of regulation. Charlie's beard is out of regulation. It wouldn't be allowed. Are there different people playing Charlie? Maybe. Charlie wouldn't be allowed to be this close to Geraldo Rivera with no cops around during an interview if he was really who he's supposed to be. And do you really think, and Heidi says his chart's about the same as Clinton's, do you really think that Charlie can dress like this in jail, wear shades? They tell you how long your hair can be cut. They tell you how long your beard can be. He's wearing this cool, hip outfit. Do you really think? No, you can't. Do you really think you can wear a pinky ring in jail? Come on. Of course you can't wear a pinky ring in jail. Of course you can't wear a pinky ring in jail. Do you really think that a convicted killer can hug up on his young girlfriend in jail? Of course he can't. Ladies and gentlemen, open your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be foolish. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be silly. All of these people were actors and actresses, in my opinion. Heidi disagrees with me on Charlie's Girls. But here they are supposedly in a prison. You don't dress like this in prison. And this gets into some white supremacists. They're saying that they aren't who they say they are either. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The point of the whole matter, as far as I see it, is this. The point of the whole matter is that the Tate murders were faked. The Tate murders were not real. It was a movie. It wasn't a crime scene. It was a movie scene. Everything that we've said has shown that. I don't believe Charlie was MK Ultra'd. I don't believe Charlie was Tavistocked. I don't believe Charlie was used. I believe either A, Charlie was a wreck, and they said, Charlie, you've got some powers of persuasion. Charlie, we're going to pay you well. Charlie, we need you to do a piece of work for us. After you do this piece of work, we'll let you stay in prison your entire life if you want to, and we'll put you up in someplace nice. We'll give you steak dinners. We'll take care of you. And Charlie was in on it from the beginning, or Charlie was a patsy that they used and abused. But that doesn't wash when you see him, the things he's allowed to do, the things he's allowed to wear, the way he's allowed to look, the way he's allowed to act. I'm telling you, folks, Charles Manson might have lived at the jail, but Charles Manson was not in jail. And if you remember, Charlie got out in 1967. Watch the interview that he did with Michael Reagan. And Reagan says, how long you been in jail, Charlie? And Charlie says, I ain't been in jail since 1967. I ain't been in jail since 1967. That's because Charlie wasn't in jail. Charlie just lived at the jail. Charlie Manson was part of the first great public media psyop. The Tate murders were not murders. I believe Charlie and his entire family were actors. And if the girls are really in prison, they're in prison the same way Charlie is, not in prison, living at the prison, but not in prison. Many people believe they are not really there. They come and go for photo ops. And with all due respect to Heidi, who you know I have a great deal of regard for, I think she's wrong on this one. She thinks I'm wrong on this one. That's okay. But we're so close. We're right on the same path, and the charts and everything show we're 95% on the same page. Maybe we disagree about a couple details. I haven't even had a chance to really talk to Heidi about it, so I don't know. And I'm not saying that I for sure know everything. I'm just saying that I have followed A to B to C to D to E to F to G to H to I to J to K to L to M to O to P to Q to R to S to V, Q R S T U V, from W to X to Y to Z. She didn't get so mad over the disagreement. She was going to bed. Don't try to start things, 55 Porter. It was a fake. It was a setup. Charlie was in on it from the word go. Charlie was not a super duper fantastical magical manipulator. He was paid, and they were all paid. They were all hanging out together. And they were all there to pull off the first great public media psyop. And look at all the ones that have followed. This is where they started it. And this is where they realized, you know what? People really are that stupid. People really will believe anything. And here we are today, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jeff, why did you show us all this? Why did you spend 6 or 7 programs talking about a piece of work like Charlie Manson? Because I want you to see, first of all, that this great, super horrible event wasn't real. And I wanted you to see how we were tricked and how we fell for it. And I want you now, when you look at things, when you evaluate things, that you do it with an objective and a skeptical point of view, so they don't fool you again. It's like the old song, "We don't get fooled again." Beside the charts, laugh out loud, which is the only thing that matters to me. But Jeff, everyone can have their own opinion. Exactly. That's why Heidi and I are such good friends. We don't have to agree 100%. In fact, I'll be frank with you. If Heidi Vandenberg agreed with everything I said, that wouldn't be very interesting, would it? And I'm all about interesting. That's why I like people that I can have conversations with. I like people I can have debates with, if you want to put it that way. I like people that we can talk to, and I'll go get the rods. I moved my studio, so I don't know where. I think they're right over there. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the line, look at the chair, and we're going to go get the rods, and we're going to answer Heidi's questions, your questions, my questions. BRB. Where's those rods? And here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Here they are. Oh, they could be fake birthdays. Good point, Heidi. Really good point. All right. So Heidi says, ask the rods about the girls. I think she means ask the rods if the girls were actresses. So let's make that the first question. The Heidi Vandenberg kicking it off question. And I'll ask the broadest question possible first. Were all of Charlie's girls just actresses? It says yes. Were all of Charlie's girls just actresses? It says yes. Yeah, I have actually 2 black belts, but for whatever that's worth. Was Sharon Tate killed? Was Sharon Tate killed that night at that house? No. Are Charlie's girls in jail? Yes. Are Charlie's girls in jail like every other regular prisoner in jail? No. Were Charlie's girls in jail? Yes. Were Charlie's girls in jail full time? No. Was Charlie in jail? No. Did Charlie live at the jail? Oh, come on, Rod. You're messing up my freaking stuff here. Come on, F the Fed. Chill, man. Remove. Heidi says we're both right. Yeah, we are both right. That's interesting. But did Charlie live at the jail? Part of the time. That is so interesting. Wendy Howell, did Charlie just show up for TV? Yes. So I'm a little bit wrong. Was Charlie living at the jail? It's already telling me no, because it can tell when I'm going to ask it. Was Charlie living at the jail full time? Dude, I would have bet that he was living at the jail full time. Did Charlie just show up at the jail for photo ops, etc.? Yeah. Were the girls living at the jail full time? No. Damn it. Did the girls just show up as needed? Yes. Was Charlie part of the elite? Yes. Was Charlie in on the whole thing? Yes. Was Charlie really as abused as a child as we think he was? No, I would have bet he was. I would have bet he was. That's why when you're talking about these rods, all those rods are fake. They just say what Jeff thinks. They're saying things I don't think. They're saying things I don't think. It was a fast yes, Heidi. They're saying things I don't think. Was Charlie a victim for most of his life? No. Has Charlie's background been faked? Yes. You know what, Nancy? She said maybe he was a famous person. Part of that stuff I went through. Charlie was actually, this author says he was related to royalty and a whole bunch of actors and actresses. So like Heidi says, damn it, Heidi was right again. Heidi, he was part of the elite. Like royalty. Is Charlie Manson a real person? No, hardcore no. Was Charlie a part of either CIA or FBI? Yes. Was Charlie a part of COINTELPRO or Operation Chaos? Yes. You know what Charles Lindbergh's birth name was? Charles Manson. I'm just saying. Is Charlie like Hillary? Yes. Is Charles Manson even his real name? No. Wow. Why would they give out his real birthday? Does Heidi have Charlie's real birthday? That's weird. Does Heidi have Charlie's real birthday? Not really. Not really. We have his birth certificate, but the whole thing, the guy's a ghost. He's a spook. He didn't have a name for, do you guys realize that Charlie Manson didn't, I talked about this on one of the other shows. He didn't have a name for 3 weeks. He was called No Name Manson. That's what's on his birth certificate. And check this out, ladies and gentlemen. In that same interview with Michael Reagan, they asked him, Charlie, who are you? And Charlie says, I'm nobody. He's referencing back to his birth. Nobody. Nobody. I don't think so, Violet, but let's ask. Is Charlie still alive? No, he died. He was 83 years old, yo. Wow. What else do we want to ask the rods? What else do we want to ask the rods? We've got our confirmation. We know what was going on now. We understand this whole thing. And Heidi, I don't know if you heard me say this, but I wrote a letter to Ginger Alden, Elvis's last girlfriend, invited her to come on the show, apologized to her, and bought her book. Hopefully she'll come on the show. And if you didn't hear, folks, I'll be on Coast to Coast AM, November 30th for 2 hours. The day before, I'm on the Power Hour, which is a top 10 radio show. So we're going to talk to about 10 million people in 2 days. That helps the effort, ladies and gentlemen. That helps the effort, ladies and gentlemen. Any more Charlie Manson? Oh, that's a great question among wolves. Was Nixon in on the hoax? Oh, you bet he was. Did anyone really die that night at the Tate House? No. We've asked this 100 times, Dusty. Will Hillary Clinton go to jail? No, she'll die before she goes to jail. Yeah, the whole thing was a setup from the word go. Was Jay Sebring in on the deception? Yes, he had to be. And this, I don't want to ask this one. I hate asking these questions. Was Nixon in on the deception? Yes. Oh, that's a good question. Is Sharon's baby still alive? Yes, it is a gamer's chair. They're very comfortable. I'm not a gamer. I never played games. I wanted to ask, was Larry Geller privy to this information? Please say no. Was Larry Geller, let me just tell you who Larry Geller is. I've interviewed him a couple of times. I consider him a friend of mine. He was the de facto spiritual guru to Elvis. He was Elvis's hairdresser, but he was partners with Jay Sebring, who was in on the whole damn mess. Please say no. Was Larry Gelder privy to the information of this situation? I was afraid of that. He didn't know it all, but he knew. Had Larry Gelder ever been in the Tate House? Of course he had. Was Larry Gelder there was Larry Geller there the night of the murders? Oh, thank goodness. Larry wasn't there the night of the murders. Was Larry Geller Elvis's handler? Oh man, dudes. Larry Geller was Elvis's handler. Larry Geller was Elvis's handler. Did Larry Geller really love Elvis? No. Was Larry Geller a government agent watching Elvis? Yes, a kind of weird yes, though. Was Larry Geller a government agent watching Elvis? Yes, and Larry Geller's still alive, so this is all for entertainment purposes. Holy crap. I don't want to ask about George Norrie right now. I'll talk about that one after November 30th. Has Tex Watson been in jail all this time? No. Is Larry Geller related to Uri Geller? No. Oh, my word. Yep. Heidi, do you have any other questions for the rods? Heidi, do you have, that's an interesting question. Was Hugh Hefner collecting sperm for DNA blackmail? No. Elvis isn't still alive, I don't think, but let's ask. Is Elvis still alive? Ooh, a hard no. I was told by the rods tonight that I am a government clone to no secret information. What? Did I read that right, Heidi? A government clone to no secret information? Those rods are new. Those rods didn't know Trisha that well yet. And those rods just made a trip from Clearwater, Florida to Cornwall, England. Okay. Is Heidi Vandenberg a government clone? Stop it, guys. Stop it, guys. Is Heidi Vandenberg, that we all know and love, is Heidi Vandenberg a government clone to no secret information? No. Is Heidi Vandenberg, calm down, Ransom, that's funny. Is Heidi Vandenberg a clone? No. Is Heidi Vandenberg a government agent? No. Does Heidi Vandenberg have a nefarious bone in her body? No. Let's ask something else. Is Heidi Vandenberg shy, demure, and submissive? No. Does Heidi Vandenberg like to hang upside down a lot? Yes. Is Heidi a fembot? Nope. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's some interesting stuff. Ha, 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 says Heidi. We have conflicting rods. You know, Lauren, I didn't see the rods give the information earlier. Oh, Heidi going out on a limb. I like a lady that's daring. Does Heidi Vandenberg know her stuff? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a rod question related to Heidi you might want to ask. Is Trump a part of the elite pump it game? No. Why the hell is that what? Why the hell is that what? Does Heidi Vandenberg know her stuff? Absolutely. Eric. Ask what, Heidi? Ask what, Heidi? Is Hillary part of the pedo rings? Yes. Can help but notice what, Violet? Oh, I did ask it. Is Heidi Vandenberg a fembot? No. Was Paul McCartney replaced? No. A fembot, she just mean, are you like a female robot? No, he wasn't replaced. And I believe that too. No, she's just saying, are you a female robot? Yeah. What couldn't you help but notice, Violet Flame? Trying to go back and see your last question. We have conflicting rods. Oh, yeah. A lot of conflict in the room tonight. This is, I've heard this. If this says yes, I'm going to eat that pen. Is Rush Limbaugh really Jim Morrison? No. Oh, this is a good one. Was Marilyn Monroe killed by an alphabet agency? Yes, they whacked each other. I had him. Was Marilyn Monroe killed by an alphabet agency? It's really acting weird at that question. There's more to it. Was Marilyn Monroe killed by an alphabet agency? Do you see that it always, that's interesting how they, yeah, she was, but there's more to it. There's a deeper story to it. They might have, the intuition that came to me is they didn't actually kill her. They got her to such a state of mind that she killed herself. She really did kill herself, but they made her kill herself. Is my intuition on that right? Correct? Is my intuition on that correct, Rods? Yeah, that's what happened. They did kill her, but she actually did the deed herself. Now we're in the shadow, I understand, of Mercury retrograde. It's not quite there yet. Oh, the fembot is from Austin Powers movies. I don't think this is right, Aurora, but we'll see. Is Megyn Kelly Nicole Simpson? No. Were Hitler and Disney played by the same actor? No. I've seen too many Hitler places, man. I know that one's not true. I don't watch movies. Oh. Is Alex Jones Bill Hicks? No. Is Barron Donald Trump's son? Yes. Absolutely. Somebody asked another question about Trump. Oh, does Donald Trump have a clone? No. Does Donald Trump have doubles? Yes, all the presidents do. Should Violet Flame come on the Jeffrey Daugherty Show Extravaganza of Enlightenment Gospel Truth channel? Yes. Did Hitler die at the age of 96? Did Hitler die in South America? Whoa. Ooh. That's because he was in Antarctica. Did Hitler die in South America? Hard no. Did Hitler survive that bunker in Germany? Yes. Is Barron Trump the son of Donald Trump? Yes. Ooh, Heidi, that's scary. Heidi, that is scary. I might have said no, but I'll ask again. Is Barron Trump the son of Donald Trump? Yes. I might have said no, but the rods say yes. Heidi, this is scary. Does Heidi Vandenberg have a stalker following her right now? It's not going to say. Ow. Does Heidi have a stalker following her right now? That's weird, Heidi. Does Heidi have a stalker following her right now? Does Heidi have a stalker following her right now? The first one said no. The second one said no. Does Heidi, is Wendy Howell that it's right that it's an online stalker? Somebody, yeah, you see what's going on, Heidi. It's a little bit, something's going on, but we're not quite sure what's going on exactly. What does it mean? Maybe it's not a stalker, but yeah, you should be careful. That's what I would agree. This is the brand new NCK pendulum I just made. Pearl at the top, not a real pearl. Pendulum at the bottom. Does Heidi Vandenberg have a stalker following her right now? It's given the I don't know. They're not, everything's non-committal, Heidi. Yes, something's up. I would agree with you. So be careful, please. Be very careful, please. Yeah, something's up. I would agree. So be careful. One more time. Does Heidi Vandenberg have a stalker following her right now? No, not really, but be careful. Something's up, Heidi. Does Heidi Vandenberg have a stalker following her right now? No, but be careful. Oh, okay. Is Heidi Vandenberg's potential stalker government affiliated? Oh, now we're getting the same weird yeses. Is Heidi Vandenberg being watched? Oh, yeah. Is Heidi Vandenberg being watched? Oh, yes, she is. Well, when you come down here, I'll show you some basic self-defense stuff, although you probably know it for sure already, but I could teach anybody in 5 minutes to whip anybody's ass, no matter how big they are. Is Heidi being followed right now? Yes. Ooh. Is Jenny being followed right now? Yes. Is Jeff being followed right now? Again, I'm getting that weird thing like you, Heidi. Is Rex being followed right now? See, we're all getting that same weird thing. So yeah, we're probably under some scrutiny. But that's, like Jenny says, here I am, bro, come at me. I mean, that's just the way it is. Heidi, be very careful. Be very cautious. I know you are. And I know that you'll take care of business. Does anyone else have any Rod questions relating to the Charlie Manson thing or anything like that? I don't know why you're asking that, Anonymous, but we'll ask it. Is Heidi being stalked by a gang? No. Why would you say, of course, Rex is? Is Heidi being followed because of Jenny? Oh. Heidi, we know what it is. Think about it. Think about it. You know right now, the intuition is coming into your head, what it is, who it is, what it's related to. You know. Is Heidi being followed, stalked, watched because of Jenny? Yes. Heidi, you know who it is. I don't think it's because of her topics. Is it because of Jenny's topics? No. It's something else that you know the answer to right now. Right now, Heidi, know the answer. Boom. Yes, you do. Okay. Eric knows karate. I hate to even say that I Taekwondo and I have a black belt in kickboxing as well. And I jabbed myself with the rods and I cut myself. These I didn't sand down because they're just for me. Deepstate.com. I don't even think it's deepstate.com. Closer. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this has been some really good stuff. Do you have any other questions for the rods, ladies and gentlemen? I was a goalie, so I didn't have to fight much. You know, I got the mask on, and the thing about being a goalie is goalies don't ever have to fight because the teammates take up for the goalie. So you almost have free, you can punch, but you don't ever get punched back. And besides, I played an old guy league, so. Oh, okay, I gotcha. I gotcha. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was some good stuff. I'm going to send you a thought right here, Heidi, real quickly. That's what I'm thinking. So there you go. Jeff, after asking Rod questions, do you clear or cleanse though? I'll be straight up with you. No, usually I don't. Maybe I should. I kiss them. I know that's kind of weird. And that's the only weird thing I do with them. I kiss them. I try to keep them warm. I'll rub them on my cat if my cat's around. But what kind of card do you want me to pull you, Heidi? I know all my cards, I can't pull cards right now. They're like somewhere. I changed the studio to the bedroom to the studio. Sorry about that. Where can that original PDF be found? milesmathis.com, I believe it is. And you got to search for it a little bit. Yeah, milesmathis.com. Yeah. milesmathis.com. And I'll show you what his site looks like. It's kind of jacked up. And the guy might be a little bit of a weirdo because he's one of those, you know, everybody's a conspiracy thing. This is his site. But if you look at his writings, this is where, you know, they're hard to find, like essays 2015, you know, Elvis. You know, you just got to search through until you find the I don't think I have the what was this called? This was called Tate. I don't think I have. No, I just got the PDF. I don't have any. It doesn't have a URL on it. So you'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. But if you Google, just do this. Just do this. Go Miles Mathis Tate murders. See how I got it up there? Let me move this over so you can see. Miles Mathis Tate murders. There's the PDF right there. Bam. I'm doing all your work for you. That's because I'm just such a great guy. Always willing to serve. So just go to Miles Mathis Tate murders in Google or your favorite search engine. And boom. There you go. Did I miss something else? Alex Jones. Good question. Is Alex Jones controlled opposition? Oh. I don't know. Is Alex Jones controlled opposition? It's complicated. Yes and no. It's complicated. It's complicated. And what's Violet's question? Can you ask that for me, please? I've always wanted to know. Which one, Violet? Let me go back and find your question. Boom, boom, boom. I want to know if I've been targeted by darkness all of my life because of my gifts. You know what? I would say you have, and you should celebrate that because that means you're very, very powerful. You're a very, very powerful individual. So celebrate the fact that you've been attacked because there's a limit. They have limited resources and they can only focus on people that are going to be difficult for them. So has Violet been attacked all of her life because of her gifts? Yes. Has Violet been attacked? Has Lauren been attacked all of her life because of her gifts? Yes, hardcore. Definitely, for sure. That's interesting. I'd say yes to this one myself. Is Podesta a cannibal? Yes. I actually like to listen to Alex Jones sometimes because Alex Jones does put out a lot of information that you're not going to get anywhere else. But dude, he's just so, it's always something terrible's going on and I can't listen to him long term. Exactly. IOX. Listen to him too long, you get paranoid. But he does put out a lot of information that we wouldn't get anywhere else, which is the definition of controlled opposition, isn't it? I do kind of like Alex. And yeah. Is Alex Jones controlled opposition? Is Alex Jones controlled opposition? It's complicated. He probably gets some information from controlled opposition. Yeah. I'm with Heidi on this one. I kind of like Jones. I think he serves a purpose. I think that he's a little baby for not having me on his show, though, because he's all Jesused up and doesn't want to lose advertisers. I've been trying to get on his show, and he just won't do it. I understand that. I'm probably not. He's on the Genesis Communications Network, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm on the Genesis Communication Network on Wednesday. But I'm talking about the Bible and artificial intelligence. So they had me on to talk about Elvis. They had me on to talk about the Mandela effect. So, oh, that's a good question, Morgan. Oh yeah, Alex Jones is all Jesus up, Jen. Is Heidi Stalker an admirer? Nice thought, Morgan. I appreciate that. Yeah, he does have a hard voice to impersonate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been on here for an hour and 45, but there's still a ton of you in here. I got nowhere to go. I'll hang in for another 15 minutes if you have any other questions. Ha ha ha, we asked that. Yeah. Will Alex Jones ever let me come on his show? We'll see. And by the way, I was burning the My Intention candle. I keep looking behind me because stuff used to be behind me. Was about getting on Coast to Coast again before the end of the year. And the producer called me today. The producer calls me out of the blue and says, hey, Jeff, I want you to come on for 2 hours. Calvin, brother, come on. Will Calvin McKinney ever marry Heidi? Shocker there, Calvin. When Alex Jones is on, Aurora's kitten is glued to the TV. That's hilarious. Tiff, what about Trisha and I? I missed that one. Jeff, are you stalking Heidi's dreams? No, I am not stalking Heidi's dreams, though I could. I'll tell you a story about that. Is Jeff stalking Heidi's dreams? My daughter was going through some stuff. Let's just leave it that way. And she was just making the worst decisions. Oh, she was just making the worst decisions. And I was going to go into her dreams. I was on my way into her dreams. I was going to do the inception on her, and I was going to make her do what I wanted her to do and make it seem like it was her idea. Yeah, I can do that stuff. And as I was about to do it, I realized, man, you can't do that to your own daughter. That's wrong. And there's a price to pay if you're going to, override someone's intention. So no, I would never go into Heidi's dreams or anybody else's dreams and do stuff, because it's just the energetic price is too high to pay. And I think that you probably would lose a lot of your positive juju if you start doing that stuff. So no. And I wouldn't go into Trisha's dreams either. I'm not going to anybody's dreams. We already asked if Trump is part of the elites. It said no. Oh, that's a good question. Has Hillary Clinton ever seen one of Heidi's shows? No. Has Hillary Clinton ever seen a Rex Bear program? Has Hillary Clinton ever seen one of Jeff's shows? No. Has Hillary Clinton ever seen one of Jenny Moonstone's shows? No. Hillary might have been watching or something. She didn't actually sit down and watch a Rex show, but she heard about a Rex show, watch a piece of a Rex show, something like that. Oh, I think, yes, Robin. Let's see what this says. Are there benevolent reptilians? Yes, for sure. Has Hillary seen Heidi on Rex's show? Oh, Heidi. Maybe. Has Hillary seen Rex's show? Kind of, sort of, in a way. Ooh, that's a good question. Is Trey Gowdy human? Yes. Oh, this is a good one. Does Joel Osteen know of Jeff's shows? Yes, he does. Does Joel Osteen know of Jeff's shows? Yes. Is Heidi Vandenberg being watched? Yes, definitely. You're being watched. I don't know if you're being stalked. You're being watched. And that could be, yeah, you're being watched. But that's because you're a big dog now, Heidi. If you don't want to be watched, you're going to have to stay on the porch, but that's not you. You're out running in the tall grass. Heidi Vandenberg. If you're going to be a cowboy, you're going to take a couple arrows. And that's just your game. So welcome, Heidi Vandenberg. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And the best thing you can do, Heidi, is look him straight in the eye and say, I'm your Huckleberry. That's the way it goes. Are those ships I keep filming over my house? Are those ships he keeps filming over his house? Nope. That's interesting. Is Heidi being watched by Trump's people? Didn't say. Is Heidi being watched by Trump's people? We really can't say. Wendy, are you serious? This is a great question. Did Amelia Earhart crash into the firmament? No. Are there any nefarious deep state operatives watching this show right now? Hello, boys. Hello, girls. We started a game we didn't have a chance to finish. That's just my game. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What did I just get? I just got somebody popped me up. Come over anytime after 10 a.m. Turkey's at 2, but don't wait till the last minute. Jeff reading text from his mom. Around the world, should the word of the law be do as thou wilt? Should the word of the law be do as thou wilt? Yes. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think it did, but did Joel Osteen's name change supernaturally? Come on, man. It wasn't Olstein. It's Osteen. I almost preached at his daddy's church years ago, and I swear he was Osteen, not Olstein. Maybe I'm in that timeline, and I tell you the truth, I can't really remember. I don't like, why are these things, why are you disagreeing with me? You're the only friends I have, and you're disagreeing with me. Did Joel Osteen's name change supernaturally? These things are garbage. Ay, my own rods don't live for me. My own rods are talking smack to me. We're both Heidi and I right on the Manson thing. Yes. See how that works, ladies and gentlemen? You don't always have to 100% agree with people. And how interesting would life be if all you did was hang around people that agreed with you? That's called church. It's called Christianity. No, thank you. Had it up to here. Done with it. Give me somebody that I can learn something from, that I can sharpen my own beliefs and stuff with. That's what I like. That's why I hang out with Heidi and Rex and Wayne and Dan from Overwatch Channel and Jenny Moonstone and all that stuff. You and I both or came from outer space. We know the answer to that, Heidi. Are Heidi and I both from outer space? Are Heidi and I both from outer space? That's an interesting question. Are we both from Mars? Yes. Are we both from outer space? That's weird. Is there another way to get to Mars other than going through outer space? Is Kimberly from outer space? Yes. Was Madonna's trip to Malawi Did Madonna's trip to Malawi stop saying yes before I asked the question? Stop it. They're just misbehaving, man. Did Madonna's trip to Malawi have something to do with vampires? Yeah, real surprising you would tell me yes. You've been trying to say yes before I even asked the question. But it makes sense because they know what I'm going to ask. And I hold these things and then I release them. Has Kimberly been abducted? Wow. I don't understand. Has Kimberly been abducted? Yes. Oh, that's right. Is Violet a angel incarnated? Yeah. Are there loving, benevolent angels? Yeah, but man, there's so many damn fake ones. Was Hugh Hefner murdered? I don't really care, but was Hugh Hefner murdered? No, but it's not all exactly as we think it is. And sometimes I say, why are you asking the same questions? And I realize we get a bunch of new subscribers. Are we living in a matrix? Yes. Are angels Elohim? I would say no. No, thankfully. Well, thank you. Well, you're a daisy if you do. Oh, this is a kind of a creepy one. What did it say? Does my boyfriend get abducted? No, I like that because very, 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 very few people get abducted. That's when I thought when you were abducted, I'm like, whoa, because most people, let me explain myself. Most people think they're getting abducted, but they're not getting abducted. It's called astral holographic technology. It's in my book, Serpents and Doves. Spend the $3, get the book. But they basically project a holograph that draws you out of your body, makes you think they have come to you, but you've really gone to them. That's 99% of all abductions. That's why I was very surprised that you've been abducted. And Heidi's working me because she says it's in her chart. You could have told me that beforehand, Heidi. But I like the way Heidi plays her game. She's not playing a game, but Heidi is an objective researcher. So she didn't tell me what she thought before she asked that question. You see, folks, that's something to learn. Something to learn from Heidi Vandenberg here. Heidi asked me the question, and I forget who it was. I'm sorry. Has Kimberly been abducted? Heidi knows from reading Kimberly's chart that she's been abducted, okay? But instead of saying, hey, Jeff, I think Kimberly's chart says she was abducted. So instead of prejudicing my mind, potentially, that's an objective investigator right there. Has Kimberly been abducted? And that's what the rods are used for. They're not used to tell you truths. They're used to confirm truths. The rods are not used to tell you truths. They're used to confirm truths. The rods aren't used to make decisions. They're used to confirm decisions. So Heidi, that's the kind of objective mindset you need to employ. Don't be leading. Try to be objective. Good on you, Heidi. Yeah, she's a good poker player. Good on you, Heidi. Kimberly was on Rex's show last year in March about your abductions. If you want to come on this show, just let me know. Is Heidi a good poker player? Heidi doesn't know anything about playing poker, I don't think. Ask Chris Wilson's question, please. Oh, that's interesting. Are gray aliens golems? No. No. What'd she say? No. Did my land move by itself by 100 feet? No. Was I an angel? Was Eric an angel or a guardian? That's a hard no. That's interesting. It's a good one. Are gray aliens robots? No. Do golem exist? Yes, I think David was a golem. Heidi, what are you saying no about? I wouldn't. Oh, she doesn't know how to play poker. Okay, yeah. I didn't think she knew how to play poker. Is Elon Musk part of the AI agenda? Yeah, but I don't know if he nefariously knows that he is. Is Elon Musk part of the AI agenda? I don't think he's nefariously knows that he is, but he is. Dean Winchester. Has Dean Winchester been reincarnated many times? Yes. Yeah. Was Doc Holliday a good poker player? I'm in my prime. Yeah, I think he's sketchy too. Was Hawaii Beth girl Morgan Le Fay? Yeah. Is Zuckerberg human? Not fully. Whoa. This is a great question, Violet Flame. Can AI develop the divine spark? Kind of, sort of. I agree with that. Okay, Wendy, we're going to go out on a limb. I'm going to ask this, and then you're going to tell me if it's right, and then we're going to end the show. Is Wendy Howell a good poker player? Yes. Wendy, do you play poker? I'm on pins and needles waiting for this. Oh, she loves hold'em poker. Whew. Nice. Does my 2-year-old grandson see something or someone around me? Yes. Is Andrea from Mars? Yes. Does Among Wolves have a doppelganger? We all do. All righty then, that's it, guys. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know Heidi Vandenberg is still up. That's good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. That is really good stuff. I think cat aliens exist. I really do. This was fun. This was enjoyable. This was interesting. Don't buy everything you're sold. Look for the signs that are bad. Just keep your mind open and look. You know what? Ask questions, question answers. Everything that comes from the media, and I'm just going to say it, anything that comes from YouTube, just assume it's bad and it's wrong and let them prove you right. It's time to be skeptical, ladies and gentlemen. Heidi, I salute you. Everybody here, I salute you. Thanks for being here, Heidi. You helped make it a funner show. Good night, Digitalis 1717. Namaste to everybody. This was a lot of fun. And I hope to see all of you down here in Clearwater. Thank you for saying I totally rocked it. Stay fearless, my friends. Heidi, watch your back. And guide your own spirit, master your own ascension. Be your own stinking guru. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Ask questions, question answers. Stay fearless. I salute all of you. Go lock your doors, Heidi. I salute all of you because you're here seeking after truth to unindoctrinate yourself. I'm going on shortwave radio. Don't forget.